Now, one thing I learned today is that we humans tend to take things for granted. Like, do you realize you're wearing one of the most underrated inventions of human history? Something so normal that we never even think about it, but when it's not around, life gets way worse. That's right, socks. And you probably already know that through the thumbnail and the title of the video, but I'm just gonna pretend like you didn't. Think about it, socks are so normal that we don't even give them a second thought, unless something goes wrong. Like when they're wet, or they're itchy, or when one mysteriously disappears into the laundry. Man, I hate when that happens. Now, as crazy as it sounds, for most of human history, people didn't have socks at all. So here's the problem humanity ran into earlier on. So basically it was like, yo, my feet losing heat, and they rubbing against my shoes and I'm sweating. And you know, back in the day, if your feet were like cold, infected, or damaged, you can't work properly, hunt properly, or even travel properly. Remember, back in the day, unlike what some of you may think, socks weren't invented as a fashion statement. They were invented for survival because human feet were suffering. Lucky for me, I don't have feet. Time travel. Before socks, people either went barefoot or wrapped their feet in cloth, animal skins, or grass. How do you wrap your feet in grass? Speaking of grass, after this video, go touch grass. It's good for you. So the Romans used foot wraps called udunes. Hope I pronounced that right. Basically cloth they wrapped around their feet. Now these helped a little, but they weren't comfortable and they did not last long. And that, my friends, led to the next step. So those udunes weren't actually socks, but they led to the creation of socks. So the first actual socks we know of appeared in Egypt 1,500 years ago to about 2,000 years ago. Bro, that's like as old as Mr. Bean. Well, these socks were made from wool or animal hair. They were expensive, and they were mostly worn and only worn by wealthy people.
2,000 years later.
Moving on to the Middle Ages. In the medieval ages, socks became longer and thicker. They were tied with ribbons or belts to stay up. But only rich people could afford good ones. Poorer people repaired the same socks over and over again. Now, moving on to the invention that changed everything. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about the knitting machine. Suddenly, socks could be made faster, cheaper, and in very little time. And that's when socks were no longer a luxury, but something everyone could wear. Finally, this is the moment when socks became a part of everyday life. So here's some reasons why we still wear socks. Socks do more than people actually realize. They reduce friction, meaning fewer blisters. They absorb sweat, protect your skin, and make shoes last longer. Also, they help regulate temperature.